Have you ever tried to set up a database only to find yourself stuck on how to import initial data? It can be a real headache, right? If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to create a Neo4j Docker container with initial data. I totally get it. Many of us have worked with databases like Postgres, where importing initial data is straightforward. It can be frustrating when you hit a wall with Neo4j. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I compose a Neo4j Docker image with some initial data in it? If you've been wondering the same thing, stick around as we explore the solution together. So what's the challenge here? Unlike other databases, Neo4j doesn't have a built-in mechanism for importing initial data directly from a folder. Instead, we need to use a different approach to get our data into the container when it starts. And don't go anywhere. I have a great tip at the end that will make your Neo4j setup even smoother. To begin, the user needs to create a Docker file for the Neo4j image. This file will define the base image and any initial configurations needed. Next, the user should prepare the initial data files. These files will be placed in a folder named Import within the project directory. Now, the user can build the Docker image using the Docker file. This step will package the Neo4j image along with the initial data. After building the image, the user should run a container from this image. This will start the Neo4j database with the initial data loaded. Finally, the user can access the Neo4j browser to verify that the initial data has been loaded correctly. They can do this by navigating to the appropriate URL in their web browser. Fun fact, Neo4j is known as a graph database, which means it stores data in a way that emphasizes relationships. It's like having a social network for your data. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach for setting up a Neo4j Docker container with initial data involves using a Docker Compose file. This user suggests defining the Neo4j service with specific configurations. In this setup, you can map local directories for data, logs, and import files, ensuring that your initial data is accessible when the container starts. Here's that great tip I promised. Always keep your initial data files organized and version controlled. This will save you time and headaches in the long run. And there you have it. You now know how to create a Neo4j Docker container with initial data. Remember, a well-organized setup can make all the difference. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips and don't miss our next video on advanced Neo4j techniques.